And welcome back to the Arizona Daily Mix. Managed mom Rachel Harris is living her best life, traveling the globe, doing stories on the places she has been. So let's find out what she has for us from Paris, France. Now, was this on your bucket list to go to, right?
It was, and it only took me 55 years to get there, Brad. But it was so worth the miles and the money and all of it. And I'm going to dive in because I brought a lot of video.
You did.
So I can take everyone along to Paris.
And let's talk about that very quick before we get into it. That's one thing you recommend. It's okay to take the videos and stuff. You don't have to share all of them, but it's also nice to have those memories, right?
Absolutely. And we took our 21-year-old daughter, and it was just priceless for her as well. But let's start with the first video I brought, because this talks about how to go to Paris for less. We took the train. That is the Thalys Eurostar train. By the way, they're going to merge in October, so there'll be even more service. So we flew into Amsterdam, which costs less than flying into Paris, and then took the train to Paris.
Yes.
Now, we did upgrade to premium class, which I do recommend, because you get waiters, you get some food, the seats are comfortable. And, you know, it's a great way to see the European countryside when you do it by train.
And how long was the drive?
It wasn't too bad, just under 3 hours.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Quite comfortable. They gave us drinks and food, and that's Brussels, going through Brussels on the way to Paris. And the thing that I've talked about before is how I saved up 5 years of membership reward points. A lot of credit cards do it. I did it on American Express, which I then transferred to Delta, then KLM. Flew to Amsterdam on KLM, and then took the train to Paris. And that's how we got to Paris for less money, Brad.
Exactly. I think some people want the straight flight there. But again, you said these are ways that you can enjoy more than one country and enjoy some stuff. So there goes the beer and wine list. I knew you were going to have to show that off.
Well, I went back to the cafe, you know, she liked to walk on the train and everything. But I highly recommend the train, because after we did Paris, we took the train to London. And check it out, they gave us this hearty lunch, because you know the bread in France is so good. So that was so filling. So by the time we safely arrived in Paris, we weren't hungry, and we were ready just to dive in. And actually, we were able to sleep on the train too. So I totally recommend that.
Exactly, and that's what I think I like too, is that you're total off, you're a kilter because of the time change and stuff. So the train is great, sleep like you said, and then when you get to your destination. Okay,
yeah,
what's
and
next?
I think you can't do Europe without doing the trains.
Oh, no.
Okay, where did we stay?
Okay.
Everyone wants to know where we stayed. So I brought video of that as well. So we stayed, you know what that is, don't you? The famous Arc de Triomphe, which is
that New York? No, just kidding.
I know. No, baby, we're in Paris. And that's on the right bank. We stayed on the right bank in Paris, which was centrally located. That is a Renaissance property, which is part of the Marriott. So we did get points for that. And the R is not for Rachel. It's for Renaissance, but why not? Let's make it for me, right? And so this is video of us coming out every day, because later in the show, we're going to talk about fashion.
Yeah, look at you.
That's my outfit from Dillard Scottsdale, but there's a purse tucked under there, because you have to beware of the pickpocketers. So we're going to talk about fashion later in the show, because that ends up helping you be safer if you don't stand out like a tourist, okay?
All right.
Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is so dreamy. Took my daughter on a Seine dinner river cruise. There we are. I highly recommend this, and I recommend doing it your first night in Paris, because you see a lot of the monuments, and it really helps you get ready for the following days when you're going to go see these things up close and personal.
Yeah.
A 3-course meal, Brad. Wine, champagne. It was amazing. The cruise was about 2 hours long, and you saw the famous bridges and the monuments, and it was just so cool to do this with my daughter. And they have entertainment on board. So check it out. She was such a good singer. So yeah, we had a little fun. I might have had some wine here. We were dancing. We were having a good time.
Yes. I like that.
And she was so elegant, and she would go over to people at the tables and put the mic there if they wanted to sing. I was kind of relieved she didn't do that to me. I did the dancing. So fun to see the Parisians, resting on the bank. And I do like how you said to do this first.
Yes. That way you can see the different things you're going to go visit, or get a chance to know where they're at and everything if you've never been. So,
yes. Okay, we have to bring up the sound for this. Here's my daughter seeing the Eiffel Tower. Cheering up.
pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
she was tearing up.
Bawling,
And
crying.
I mean, that she'll never forget that moment, she tells
Yeah.
me. And then I took some nice video, a little close up of the Eiffel Tower, because you can actually see the elevators going up.
Yeah.
And guess what, Brad? That's what we did
went
the
up?
next day.
Oh my gosh.
We took the elevator up. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Did you guys stay overnight there? Like typical Americans?
Yeah, yes. No, we didn't. I wish we did. I wish we did.
You didn't get drunk and pass out
I
up there
know.
like the
And
Americans?
some people
Okay.
do that. So here we are in the Eiffel Tower, and I do recommend hiring a tour guide. He'll take you up to the third level, give you all the tidbits, and from there you go up by yourself to the top of the Eiffel Tower. And again, it just was so dreamy being up there, seeing Paris from there. You do feel like you're on the top of the world.
Yeah.
And very cool, Gustave Eiffel, who built the Eiffel Tower, had an apartment up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can peek in there and see that.
See where you're staying and
Brad,
stuff. The drinks.
champagne.
Yes.
You can buy a glass of bubbly when you get to the top. And of course, we had a toast. And we had macaroons, which I brought for the crew.
I love
and
it.
My daughter figured out how to place them. You got to do it. You think,
Yeah.
is it overrated going up to the Eiffel Tower? No. Do it, do it, do it.
I love it. All right.
Absolutely dreamy.
You mentioned later in the show we're going to talk fashion, some other things. We're also going to
Yes.
give tips on how we again get over to
Yep.
Paris and your bucket list.
Yes,
there.
so we're going
Love
to talk about the Louvre and Versailles. So stay with
There
us
it is.
because we're not done.
Not the
We're
Louvre,
still in Paris.
Not the Louvre, the Louvre.
The Louvre.
Because the Louvre is the bathroom.
The Louvre.
Yeah.
The Louvre. The Louvre.